Okay, well, let's just come back, talk about the book, ending the war, what some of the steps are to reverse this, and then what will happen if we don't do something about the spending and all the insanity. We only have 5 minutes when we get back. Can you tell folks how low you think the dollar will go? I mean, just tell me. How low do you think the dollar is going to go, sir?
It's very hard to predict that. And the reason why it's very hard to predict that is that it depends more than almost anything else on what governments do. One of the problems is a lot of discussion about whether the European Central Bank is going to increase interest rates, lower interest rates. The new high in the dollar that just happened this week was a result in part because the rumors that the European Central Bank was going to raise their interest rate.
Stay there, sir. We're going live right now. Here we go.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
We had We Are Change on, Jack McClam, William Lewis, a bunch of other guests. That'll all retransmit on the Internet. This is the AM and FM show right here in 5 minutes at Infowars.com if you missed any of it. I mean, we came in directly with guests today for the 4 hours. Joseph Stiglitz, former chief economist, World Bank, Nobel Prize winner. He left in 2002, exposed a lot of the internal corruption, the IMF riot, how they go in and want economies to crater so they can buy it up, the 100-point plan, all of that. I got to get him back up, and I hate even talking over him. I just have so many questions. Your new book, The $3 Trillion War, breaking this down. If we don't end the war and it costs another $3 trillion in 5 years, will that ensure a deeper financial crisis, or is this good for us?
Oh, it's definitely not good for us. There's an idea that goes back, a myth goes back to World War II, that wars are good for the economy.
Guns and butter.
But we know, at least since the time of Keynes, that you can stimulate the economy without going to war. And these other ways, investments in education, health, roads, infrastructure, have long-term productivity effects. Nobody ever said that wars have good long-term productivity effects, increase our living standards. This particular war has been very bad for our economy. And the easy way to see that is spending money on a Nepalese contractor working in Iraq just doesn't provide much stimulus to the economy anywhere near as much as spending the same amount of money building a road in the U.S. So, and this war has also been bad because it set forth the rise in oil prices.
Don't you also have the fraud associated? $15 million Halliburton blue tarps.
Yeah, I mean that's the example of that kind of spending doesn't help the American economy, and make it even worse. Halliburton operates offshore. So it does that so it doesn't have to avoid taxes, that it doesn't pay Medicare and Social Security taxes. Normally we would be coming down hard on anybody.
But it's Dick Cheney. Why are we seeing this level of arrogance? Even Lee Iacocca has come out and said we, quote, have a criminal corporate elite running the White House, running the government, destroying the nation. Did you see those quotes?
No, I didn't, but he's, it is astounding, and the problem is that it's not only bad directly for our economy, it undermines confidence in our country. Anybody wants to deal with the United States says, what's going on here?
Exactly. So we've only got 2 minutes left, and I want to talk about the book, but then it doesn't look like the war is going to end. They're building all these permanent bases, calling them embassies. The name's been destroyed. They say we're going to be there forever. The other political candidates say, well, we'll keep some troops there. It looks to me like what you said a year ago is happening. They're not going to change course.
I think they won't change course unless the American voters come out and give a very strong message. We're spending $12 billion up front every month that we're in Iraq. But actually, the total cost, which includes the disabilities, about 40% of the people coming back from Iraq are disabled, some with absolutely horrible disabilities. When you start including all the other costs, it's about twice that. Anybody who says stay the course has to say how we're going to be able to afford $25 billion a month. But even that doesn't take into account the full cost. Because at the beginning of the war, we were spending $4 billion a month. Now we're up to $12 billion. The longer we stay, the monthly charge goes up. So we're going to be, staying there every month is going to cost more and more and more.
Sir, we're out of time. Just absolutely incredible. Stay right there. I'd like to speak to you for one moment when the show ends here on the network. Retransmission starts right now at Infowars.com. I've got to get you back up on the show because I want to find out what your take is. I respect it. If it's not going to end, then what will become of us? Okay. Going back to you, Mr. Stiglitz, just here at the end, I mean, your real take on all this, it doesn't look like to me that they're going to change course or stop, and that this is really just a giant looting enterprise that's going on, and that everything's gone completely criminal.
Well, I think, what you're saying is, we're a rich country. We can afford it in the sense that we aren't going to go bankrupt overnight, but it's very corrosive, and our living standards will be going down. And what's particularly hard is the impact on the average American. The median American, the person in the middle, income today is lower than it was in 1999. And the fact that more and more we spend on the waste on this war, the lower and lower their income is going to be. And we don't have the money to invest. Do you didn't feel good a year ago about what they were doing to stop this. Do you feel good now? Do you think they're going to fix it? No. I feel more and more depressed. But quite frankly, I am optimistic that if Obama gets elected, he knows that he has to change things. And so I
But you're not confident about Hillary and McCain?
Well, I know about McCain. He's made it very clear.
Bomb Iran?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that one can anticipate that if he gets involved, things could get much worse.
Well, Mr. Stiglitz, I don't want to abuse your time. I want to thank you for the time you've spent with us, and maybe I can have you back up a little bit sooner than a year so we can really flesh.
I'd love to do that.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for writing the book.
Okay, great.
Take care.